Morning everyone, welcome to Conversations Worth Having and the first official Soul Food Sunday session. Okay, so whilst we're settling in and people are arriving, welcome again. And Soul Food Sunday, let's just have a little think about that. We're going to nourish ourselves during the session today. And we will really take our time to notice as we go through the practice how we feel, what we feel, and the changes, the shifts that arise as a result. This session is inspired by the spring, the arrival of spring. We're going to start standing. Sunday morning, let's rise together and just think about the space that you're in. Maybe making sure you have room to move around. That's something that I always think is really key, that you have space to move your arms out. You're not going to come into pieces of furniture. Something else that I have available, and I think it's really useful, especially if we're stiff in the hamstrings, stiff in the back as a chair, is if you take a forward fold to a chair, this position is much friendlier than trying to kind of really get ourselves into forward folds, which can be uncomfortable or potentially just causing more tension than it's worth. So I will bring that in shortly, and if you think that a chair would be useful, or position yourself by a wall, because we're going to take a balance as well. This is just things I'd like you to consider in your space. The other thing that is really important to my approach to the practitioner is how we work with the breath. And just as a little guide to the practice, if you take your arms, your limbs away from your body, it naturally happens on an inhalation. As we breathe in, we're filling our air with lungs, there's a spaciousness. It will go in turn with finding space in the body, taking the arms away, lengthening up, coming out of shapes. If we're working on the exhalation, tends to favour more forward folding positions, or arms coming back, or bringing ourselves back to our starting point. So that's just a little kind of quick guide to the approach with the breath. Okay, so coming to stand about hip distance with the feet, I'd like you just to take a little bit of time settling into your position, and you get grounded through the soles of the feet. So just take a few moments to feel the earth beneath the soles of your feet. You might find yourself shifting around a little from side to side, forwards and backwards, just so that you can begin to feel your center of gravity. It's somewhere in the middle of being a little bit forwards, a little bit backwards, a little bit side to side. So you could take those little shuffly movements to bring yourself to a place that feels centered. And let your shoulders soften away from your ears, sink a little into the knees, and just really take this opportunity to get centered. When you have that connection to the ground, imagine then that you are establishing your roots, establishing connection to the earth, and a place from which you can explore your energy, your vitality, your capacity to spring back into your day. And it comes from a place of support. Take a few breaths, let's do 3, where you inhale through the nostrils and exhale, sigh out through the mouth. So breathing in. You can sound that sigh as well. And again. Slowing your breathing down, letting go of tensions with that sigh once more. Place your hands on your belly. Bring your attention to the tip of your nostrils. Follow your breath in. Notice your belly rise against your hands. Follow your breath out. Notice the belly soften and the breath leave your nostrils into the space around you. So you're just tuning into your natural rhythm at this stage, noticing your inhalations coming in through the nostrils into the belly, the exhalations, the belly draws in, there's a hollowing, the breath leaves back into the space around you. And you could almost think of your breath as circular, this continual evolution of breath from the outside in and the inside out. So following that exchange of your breath cycle, I am continually evolving. Deepening your inhalations, lengthening your exhalations without force. So they're still soft, they're still light, but because you're becoming more relaxed in the breath, they can naturally lengthen and smooth out the knots, smooth out the weeds, smooth out the tangles. Slide your hands up towards the collarbone, one by one, just below the collarbones actually, kind of above the heart and below the collarbones, so top of the chest. We're going to focus a lot of our attention in the practice today around the heart region, because the heart in yoga is where our truth lies, our satya, and it's a beautiful opportunity as we step into spring to allow this part of us to open. So we'll take postures that will enable a sense of opening around the heart. And some of those postures will involve finding that length in the spine, most definitely. So as we open in the heart, there's a length, there's a slight back bend, a slight curve in the spine that we can explore. And with the inhalation, think of this part of your breath as revitalizing, it's energizing. And with the exhalation, think of this part of your breath as calming and releasing. So bringing your awareness to the heart space with a sense of fullness, a sense of openness. I am continually evolving into your heart. And as you exhale, soften your jaw, soften your shoulders, let your chest draw in. Let your breath be spacious and steady. As the lungs fill with air, the rib cage expands and the chest is more spacious. So something that comes about through the creative practice is a sense of playfulness and curiosity. So be curious as to how the breath is in your body, how the breath feels. And then in return, just notice how you feel. Ask yourself, what do I need? The next time you exhale, relax your hands. Place your hands together into a mudra. I'm going to come a little bit closer in. This is called Anjali Mudra, a gentle prayer position at the heart. And Anjali is symbolic of a lotus bud waiting to open in the light of the sun. So as we continually evolve, just think about your inner bud. Doesn't need to be a lotus flower necessarily, but your flower opening into the light of the sun, a sense of blossoming. Could even be your favorite succulent or shrub. It doesn't need to necessarily be a flower as such. So pressing down through the feet, getting grounded. As you breathe in, taking your bud up in the direction of the sky, towards the light of the sun. And then on the exhale, find some space between the hands, take them out at shoulder level like you're drawing an arc of light around you. Breathe into that light, expansively into the heart, and then exhale and welcome the hands back together at the heart into that bud formation. As you breathe in, really grounding through the feet, lengthening along the sides of the body, keep reaching. And then on the exhale, sweeping the arms out wide, Take a breath in and expand through to the fingertips. Lift into your heart. And then on the exhale, hands at the heart space. And again. Breathing in and then breathing out. Imagine you're drawing an arc of light around you, and then the next time you breathe in, you hold that light there. You're standing in your light. And on the exhale, guide the hands back once more. I am continually evolving. Breathing into my light, and then exhale and harnessing that back into my body. Take a breath in, release the arms, and we're going to start mindfully walking around our space. The next time you breathe in, lift your right foot off the floor, and then as you exhale, place the foot down. Really ground through the feet. Inhale, lift the left foot. So find that lightness in the body as you inhale, and then exhale and take the foot down, plant it down. What I'd like you to explore here is don't worry about the direction that you take. There's going to be some twists and turns. You may find yourself coming up in front of a piece of furniture. So just explore that shifting of body weight around from one foot to another. Maybe bending in the knees, sink down a little, find the ground, that rootedness in your shape, and then a sense of spring as you lift on the inhale. And then on the exhale, find the earth. In about 2 more steps, I'm going to invite you to come to a tree posture. So if you think it would be useful to have some balance, some support for your balance, then you could come to stand next to a wall or a tabletop. So the next time that your left foot plants down, take a breath in, rise with the right, and then exhale, bring the inner foot onto the ankle. This is almost like a mini tree. Take a few breaths here, and the next time you inhale, you're welcome to explore rising that balance a little further. You're also equally welcome to stay in that more grounded tree shape. But if you'd like to explore your tree a little bit further, you could come onto the calf, really grounding in through that left foot. And then, if you're feeling a little more adventurous, more playful, you could tuck the right foot into the left inner thigh. You're really going to have to activate that left inner thigh to support your shape there. And once you have your tree pose ready from that bud shape, hands at the heart, expand with an inhalation in the direction of the sun, grow tall in your body, staying rooted through your left foot. You're finding those roots on the exhale, let them expand deeply into the earth. Another breath in here, and then exhale and release. Let's see if we can go straight into that walk. So place the right foot down, and then inhale the left. So this is our, being playful, going on a journey in our home, in our garden, wherever we are. But noticing how we connect to the earth on the exhale, and then invite a sense of lightness on the inhale. So 2 more steps or so. Position yourself if you'd like to take some support for your balance, and place the right foot down. Really anchor down through that right foot, firing the ground, really pressing down through the sole of the foot. And then on the inhale, we can start with our mini tree shape. Exhale, find the ground. Inhale, explore a little further if we're feeling ready to. And then you could always explore that slightly more active shape, but you're really going to have to lift the right kneecap up, and if your leggings or trousers will allow it. So coming to the lotus bud at the heart, and then inhaling and reaching in the direction of the sun. I am continually evolving as I lengthen in my shape, breathing in, and then on the exhale down through the body, through to the feet, to the earth, forming our roots there. On the inhale, welcoming that light and warmth, and then exhale, come down. Find the ground, feet about hip distance apart. As you breathe in, take your arms in the direction of the sun. We're going to move into a squatting sequence, or a chair pose. On the exhale, hands to the lotus bud at the heart, bending the knees and just lowering the bottom. On the inhale, take your hands out in front of you, and then almost like a breaststroke, sweep them round, circular, back to the heart. On the inhale, push the hands away. So this sequence is about unburdening. I'll come through that a little bit more the next time we come through. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, push the ceiling away, push the clouds away. Exhale, sweep the arms wide, hands to heart. And then inhale, press through the feet, lengthen, legs, arms. Exhale, hands lower down. Okay, so it's quite strengthening for the legs and energizing, really feeling our inner heat today. So breathe in the arms. Exhale, coming into that lotus bud position at the heart, bending the knees. Inhale, arms go out in front of you, sweep them wide, and then let them come back to the heart. So let's think about unburdening, pushing away, maybe the remnants of winter or lethargy that could be in the system. Exhale, hands to heart. But then equally, cloudiness, confusion. Inhale, hands in the direction of the sky. Exhale, each time you come back to the heart, just invite a sense of clarity or spaciousness. And the next time you breathe in, then further spaciousness as you lengthen in your body. Arms move upright. Exhale, let's come back down through again. So hands at the heart. Inhale, arms out in front, sweeping round. Imagine you're really, on the next time you inhale, pushing your hands away from you, pressing those walls away so the arms are active. And then with a sense of lightness, you draw them back. Inhale, upwardly. Exhale, hands to heart. So I'm welcoming you, sorry, a little bit croaky. Let's do that once more in our own time. Think about maybe what it is that you're unburdening, and then sense of vitality coming back each time. On the in-breaths, strengthening, lifting. On the out-breaths, steadying, finding the earth. One more breath in, takes you upright. And then exhale, hands come to the heart. Just take a full breath in there. And then sigh the breath out. Relax your arms. So notice sensations in your body. Notice a warmth, maybe a feeling of vitality. And then repeat to yourself, I am continually evolving. So we're going to bring this down towards the ground because I'm aware this is a slightly shorter session than I would normally teach. So I'm trying not to do too much here, but also just give you a taste of what's possible. So what I'd like us to do, just to kind of counterbalance ourselves from that opening sequence, is take a forward fold and then we'll come down towards the ground. So I have a chair here, and if you feel that having a chair to fold forwards towards would be really useful, then please do come to this. So the in-breath, your arms extend up. The out-breath, if you're coming to a chair, you would rest your hands onto the chair seat, soften into the knees, round into your lower back. If you're not using a chair, then you could bring your hands towards the ground, but then also to your lower back. And just having that slight softness in the knees enables us to move a little more deeply without overstretching into the hamstrings or pressing back through the knees.
As you breathe in, lift from the heels up to the tailbone. That length along the legs, and then on the exhale, draw the belly in and round yourself more deeply into your forward fold. And then when you're ready, begin to lower your bottom down towards the heels. And if you have that chair, just moving that out in front of you. So coming onto the knees, you might find it useful to have a blanket underneath the knees here for support, or you could roll the mat over a little bit for some extra padding. So as you come on the knees, it's almost like this is your new foundation, through the knees, through the tops of the feet. Bring your hands into that lotus bud at the heart space. Come back to your breathing, deep on the in-breath, long on the out-breath. I am continually evolving. Breathe in, take your arms in the direction of the sky, let them open, let your palms be open. On the exhale, take the pelvis back towards the heels, hands towards the ground, almost like a little crouching position coming in towards a child's pose. Inhale, rise, take the arms out at shoulder level, sense of openness across the chest, exhale, hands to heart. Think about moving from your heart with that lotus bud, inhaling towards the light of the sun, and openness in the arms, the chest is lifted. Exhale, coming down towards the earth, just finding that support, releasing, letting go. Inhale, arms are open as we lift the chest. Exhale back to the heart, and repeating. So welcoming light each time we breathe in. Exhale, we're letting go, stretch into your lower back, soften your neck. Inhale, arms out to the sides, that sense of openness across the chest, space in your shoulders, in between your shoulder blades. Exhale then, tucking your chin in, look towards your mudra, Anjali mudra. A lotus bud waiting to open in the light of the sun as you breathe in, welcoming that transition to spring. On the exhale then, letting go of what has come before us. Inhale, lift, arms out to the side. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that once more. Bring your hands back over the heart space, just pause there. Full breath in. I am continually evolving. Sigh the breath. Come down onto the back of your body. Just checking that you have room for your arms to go out at shoulder level. Place your hands over the heart. Just let your pelvis sink in towards the ground. Let your shoulders spread themselves. Back of your neck is long. Snuggle your chin in towards the throat. Press into your feet. As you breathe in, lifting your pelvis, lifting the spine off the ground, take your arms out from the heart onto the ground beside you. On the exhale, lower yourself down carefully, hands come back to the heart, pelvis is the last thing to settle. So breathe in again. Imagine that inhale, that lift stemming from the heart outwardly into the space behind you, around you. And then on the exhale, you gather that in back as you settle. Thinking about nature as you inhale, welcoming light and vitality in your shape as you expand along the spine, lifting your torso. On the exhale then, slowly releasing. Can you slow this right down so you can really feel every part of you releasing towards the earth? And once more. So you're welcome to continue with this practice of coming into and out of the shape, or you could come and stay for a few breaths at a time. When you come to stay, then really connecting down through the ground, find your anchor points, find the ground to nurture you, and then as you breathe in, expand into your shape, explore the lightness of your shape, inhaling. On the exhale, find the ground again. You might find it useful to draw your belly in lightly towards the spine. And then on the in-breath, release and expand into your shape. So another 1 or 2 breaths here if you feel that's possible. Exploring your inner expansion. I am continually evolving. And then finally coming down, releasing onto the ground. Just let yourself settle there. Let the effort in your legs just soften. And then one by one, bring the knees in over the belly, the hands behind the backs of the thighs. And as you breathe in, stretch through the heels, your legs towards the sky. And then on the exhale, let the knees roll back in again. So with this position, if you're tight in the hamstrings, think about stretching the heels from the knees rather than trying to stretch from the pelvis. So you'll still have that length coming in, but you're not allowing the legs to move away from the pelvis. That will bring more strain onto your lower back. If your feet are going towards the wall ahead of you, and keeping those knees really bent and hugged in over the belly, you can still explore that length. And to make this a little more active, really drawing the toes towards you, and imagine you're pressing the walls, ceilings away, that sense of heaviness lifting. On the exhale, gathering in, and once more in your own time. When you've completed, just let your legs rest in over your body. A little hug, a little rock from side to side, rolling, exploring the space along your back. And we're going to come to rest onto our backs just for a few moments, and then we will come into our meditation to close. So stretch your legs out on the ground. If you have a chair, you could always place your calves on the seat of a chair. You could have your knees bent. You could rest onto your side, onto your tummy. Just take your time to find a position that feels pleasant for you to be able to relax into. And just let your left hand rest onto your heart space, your heart region. So you can still have the feeling of your breath against your hand. Maybe picturing your lotus bud at the heart, or your shrub, your succulent, or your favourite flower. Each time you breathe in, just allowing that flower to blossom or grow. Each time you breathe out, invite yourself to relax and let go towards the earth, letting go of tensions, letting go of unnecessary effort. Perhaps there are things that have been confusing or creating barriers for you. So as you breathe in, welcome a sense of vitality, of lightness, of growth. I am continually evolving. And as you breathe out, allow yourself to let go of everything else. So that as you breathe in, you have that opportunity to continually evolve, to expand, to feel light in your breath, in your body. And then on the exhale, you can soften and release back down again. Let go of everything else. Your breath is soft and light, and the ground there holding you, supporting you, nurturing you. Okay. Let's slowly stretch, sigh the breath, have a little sway from one side to the other, and then I would like to invite you to come up to sit, and we will take a meditation. When it comes to seated positions, raising the hips off the ground is really useful. So I have a big bolster, I'm going to place that underneath my bottom. And then you could also come onto a chair, because finding that elevation in the spine is sometimes tricky when we come to sit. So please do take your time to find that seat of choice. And we'll take a short meditation to close the practice. Once you feel settled in your shape, placing your left palm over your heart center, your right palm over the top. 3 rounds. As you breathe in, stretch your fingertips towards the light of the sun. Absorb the qualities of lightness. Exhale back to the heart. And again. On the exhale, really soften through the fingertips as if you're literally drawing that light in through the arms and then welcoming back to the heart. And once more. Notice the journey of the hands, the process, coming back. And then breathe in fully. Exhale, release the hands. And I'd like you to imagine that you are inviting light each time you touch yourself here in the arms with the hands, that you are inviting light towards yourself. So a gentle squeeze. You could always tie this in with the breath. Inhaling a gentle squeeze, exhaling and release. When you come to the shoulders, place both hands on the shoulders, give yourself a hug as you breathe in, and then exhale and soften. Around the neck, around the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders, again a little squeeze as you breathe in. Invite that lightness through your hands. Exhale and soften, coming up towards the jaw. The temples, maybe just a gentle rub around the temples, but each time that touch invites a sense of lightness. And on the exhale, a sense of softening. Around the face, around the eyebrows, there's all these little areas where we hold on to tensions. We can just apply some self-care to ourselves. Okay, when you've completed a little rub of the hands, and then placing your hands over the heart, sense of warmth coming into the heart through that rubbing of the hands. And take about 6 breaths. Each time you breathe into your light, breathe into your capacity to evolve, to learn, to grow. Each time you breathe out, invite yourself to soften, invite yourself to let go. Just letting go of tension, letting go of anything that may be getting in the way of your capacity to feel light. Your breath is really softly touching the nostrils on the inhale. Invite that expansion, sense of lightness, taking you forward into the season ahead. A sense of clarity or vitality. On the exhale, soften and let go. Six breaths in total. And then when you've completed, come back to that Anjali Mudra that we took at the start of the practice, placing at your heart space
I am continually evolving. And just take a few moments to pause, to reflect on how you feel in your breath, in your body, in your mind, and honour the time that you have set aside to explore yoga as an ancient practice, but fueled for modern day living, adapted to the now. And as you step into the rest of your day or your week ahead, invite that sense of lightness and warmth, your capacity to be vibrant, playful, curious, to learn and continually evolve without judgment, just exploring along the way. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for being here for Soul Food Sunday, the first on Conversations Worth Having. Practice was a little longer than expected, but I did have a bit of time to introduce as well at the start, so I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.